Hey, what's up, folks? I got my little band-aid here. Yeah. I just got done with the biopsy surgery, so yeah, that went fun. It was a good time. It's kind of sore, yeah. So they went like that way, and then I guess there was a couple more targets that they wanted to hit that was like kind of back in there. So I don't know. I was asleep. It hurts, like it's a little sore, like that. Why did I touch that? I don't know. Sometimes I wonder. Crum, you're an idiot. Really. Anyhow, so true story. It's kind of fun. I like to have fun. I like to have fun when I'm doing stuff. So, of course, while I was down there in the pre-op room, when you're meeting the anesthesiologist and nurse anesthetist and, all these people, because you got to sign all the consents and stuff, I'm just cracking jokes, be me, making people laugh and BSing. Well, I played this game, okay? I personally play this game. I don't recommend it because in order to play this game, you have to kind of like be like me and get like, a shit ton of surgeries. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. But I play this game every single time that they try to knock me out with anesthesia, okay? Now, sometimes anesthesia doesn't work that great on me. Apparently, I metabolize or whatever, like, drugs, especially narcotics. They don't last very long. They're, like, in me and gone, So they have to, I guess I'm on the upper side of the charts, or whatever they say. So what I do as a game is I try to stay awake. I try to fight the anesthesia drugs the best I can. It is fun. It is fun because, like, it's impossible to do, but I for some reason, I just have to give it a go. I just want to see if I can just stay awake, And I was totally prepared to do that at this time. I was going to play that game. However, what I shouldn't have done, the mistake that I made is I was, while BSing with the anesthesiologist and the nurse anesthetist, I told him, I was like, I try to play this game every time. And I'm going to try to, defeat the anesthesia medication as long as I can, stay awake. And they shook their heads, and I'm like, no, I'm not saying I'm going to win, but I'm going to give it a go. Well, they were sneaky because there's all the, the normal commotion. You're laying on the, operating table, and they're like hooking you up all this stuff, all these wires, And normally they'll tell you, okay, we're going to, give you something, make you feel good, and normally they give you some pre-meds and stuff, and then after the, when they're ready to begin the procedure, they knock you out, But this guy didn't say nothing. He sneak attacked me. Like, I was just talking like normal. Nobody's like, oh, I'm gonna give you some drugs. No, I didn't even know. I thought I was just getting saline, and I'm like, yeah. And I didn't see him like reach or grab anything because it was all like behind me, like my access and stuff. And I'm like talking, and then I woke up. Yeah. I was mad. I was like, God, I lost another one. That one I didn't have a chance. He sneak attacked me. He's a clever one. I learned a lesson though. If I'm gonna play that game, I'm just not gonna say nothing. I'm just try to win. But yeah, I'm a little sore. Everything's a little tender. Like, yeah. And it hurts a little bit. But the good news is, everything went swimmingly. They got more than what they needed for tissue samples, because they send those to a bunch of different facilities and also hospitals, because for research and stuff. So they took a little extra than they would with just like a regular patient. So that's why there's a little bit more discomfort. I mean, at least that's what they explained to me. And then the other one, that went good too. So I really hope that they got the data that they need. And then, like I said, yesterday's video, I'm going to be moving forward with radiation. So but that's to be determined at this point. So we're at the beginning stages of the planning phase. But right as of this point right now, you know, we confirmed, you know, that indeed is hypermetabolic, because it did grow in size. We also confirmed it's nowhere else, but it's just right there. It's very small. So they went in, they got a piece of it. You know, now they're gonna study that, figure out what it is, make sure it's the same thing, and then also they're gonna figure out how many of the cells, the NK cells, are still active in my body yet. And that was from the trial. And then, you know, probably here within, I'm gonna say a week. It's gonna be less than a week, but I'm gonna say we're gonna err on the side of caution and say it's gonna be a week before they get a hold of me, and then they're going to say, okay, this is what we're doing. We already told you we're doing radiation. This is when we're going to do it. This is where we're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. So that'll be the next step, and I don't need to be here for that. So yeah, I'm punching out. I'm eager to get the radiation done, because it's just, I know that works really well, so I want to knock it down and be done with it. But other than that, yeah, that's pretty much how today went. I didn't eat anything all day, until about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. I finally got to eat. Yeah, so yeah, I was pretty hungry. But I tell you what, down here the food's pretty decent. I mean, it's good. You wouldn't believe it was hospital food down here. It's nuts. They like show up in like tuxedos and stuff when they, you know, bring your food to your room. Like there's like room service and stuff. You can order room service to your hospital room here, anytime, as many times as you want. But they do shut the kitchen down at 9 o'clock at night. So after 9 o'clock at night, you're on your own. But like the hospital here in the main building, it's so big, they actually have a Chick-fil-A. They have a full-blown Chick-fil-A inside the cafeteria, and other things. Like they have barbecue, of course, it's Texas. And then they have like a lot of tacos, Mexican cuisine, of course, it's Texas. And you know what you can't find down here? You cannot find this down here. You cannot find pierogies. Nope, can't find pierogies. Okay, I'm Slovak. That makes me mad. That's like a staple. So you can't find kielbasa either, unless it's like the crazy, like, you know, like Hillshire Farm. You get like one link and it's not even real kielbasa. Not saying Hillshire Farm's bad. I enjoy it, but like, you know, real good kielbasa. Yeah, you can't get that down here either. A lot of the ethnic foods that I enjoy, especially from our area, especially from my heritage, you know, you just can't find down here. I was like, wow, I didn't expect that, you know. But what you can find down here is fantastic barbecue, Mexican food, and margaritas with bowls the size of your head for pretty cheap. So, yeah, sign me up twice, right? And they're good. They're really good. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'm gonna kind of hang out here until it's time for me to beat feet to the airport and start my journey home. They have to keep me here for a while until, you know, because they gave me anesthesia. So apparently it's poor form to let somebody operate machinery or a vehicle. Go figure, right? That would be hilarious, though, if they were, like, all passed out, you know, freaking excavator spinning in circles. I'd be like, I'd start laughing. Like, I don't know. But that's pretty much what's going on. So, you know, folks ask you, hey, are you bummed that your cancer came back, right? I got that question. A lot, actually. Yeah, yes and no. The answer to that, it's not so simple. So, I was expecting it to. So, I mean, on that side, I'm not disappointed, you know. It is what it is. Of course, you're always a little bummed, yeah. I mean, yeah. But at this point, like, I'm well aware and I know what to do. So it's just go back to work real quick, you know. And you know, we're gonna take care of it. You know, thinking positive about it. And right now, I mean, compared to, you know, the shape I've been in the past and the way my disease has been in the past, like right now, I'm the best I've ever been since 2010 when I was diagnosed. So, you know, if you look at, if you don't look at just like a tiny battle, if you look at the whole picture, the big war, I'm actually doing the best I've ever done, ever, right now. So, you know, when you think about it in that way, it's not such a big of a deal. But deep down inside, I'd be lying to you if you say, you know, there's a part of me way down deep inside that's just like, damn, you know. I mean, that's just the way life is. You know what? I had ice cream today during dinner, and I think I'm gonna get another bowl of ice cream. Yeah, that's definitely happened. There's a couple things also that I wanted to discuss with everybody. I kind of touched base on it yesterday a little bit, but I want to go back to the mental health thing, just briefly, because, you know, I thought of something before. You know, I was just laying in bed, and you know how your brain runs when you're laying in bed, and I thought of something really I thought of a really good idea, and that idea is I want to really make a better effort in expressing like I don't want to sound like a bitch like this. I want to make a better effort in expressing like how the feelings are, like what does. Like, I want to go into a little bit more detail on that, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not doing that today. I'm actually going to sit down and prepare for that, because I have to write things down. It's not that simple. You know, it's quite complicated, and I want to make sure I don't leave anything out, you know, because I do these videos, you know, and I have them on the YouTube page, and I do them, you know, for free. I do them because I want somebody. I mean, I'm just going to boil it down to the truth. I talk to so many people all the time. New cancer patients, older cancer patients. You know, cancer patients that got told terrible news, like stage 4 right out of the gate. I've talked to them. Like, I get referred to people. You know, the cancer world is like a network too. So people reach out, and, you know, once you get, you know, seasoned, as you say, there's a lot that you have to offer, especially to new folks. So I actually got sick of doing that all the time, because it's like you're just telling the same stuff over and over again, right? So I decided, hey, let's make a video and then put them out on YouTube like everybody else in the world, but put it out with something like, you know, constructive. Like, hey, I'm gonna show you what this is like, but I'm also gonna show you how I did it, you know. And it's not just for that. Like, anybody can watch. Like, I'm normally kind of goofy, and I do some funny, dumb shit sometimes. Yeah. And I'll probably put that on camera too, because, you know, it's gonna make everybody laugh. Hell, it makes me laugh. So, but the thing is, though, it's like, it's really hard. Like, I wasn't prepared, and I'm still not fully prepared to be doing this. I do it from my iPhone and a laptop with no editing or anything. It's just raw me talking. No script, no nothing. And, you know, it's not hard to do, but I would like to kind of make it a little bit better, you know, a little bit improve it a little bit more, you know, of course. But I'm not like a content creator or anything like that, and I don't want to be a content creator. I don't want to be what the hell is it? The only influencer I want to be is a bad one when it comes to drinking. That's it. Or eating like amazing food. I'm gonna be like, you should eat that pound of bacon. Yeah, well, why not? Bacon's amazing. It's America. Eat it. You know, stuff like that. I want to be a bad influencer. Yeah. But yeah, I never really like put a ton of effort into this. And I think maybe I kind of should. I'm not really one to half-ass things that much. Like, so if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it really good. And I think what I probably should do for everyone is just sit down and actually make like an outline of some sort. I think they taught us that back in school. Make like an outline so I can go down like at the beginning, you know, and go through everything. But I'm probably not going to put those specific videos on Facebook. I'll probably just put those on the YouTube channel because, I mean, when I do the Facebook Live ones, it's more of a conversation, you know, between me and y'all. And, you know, I don't really like getting on a soapbox or out and preaching like that. So I wasn't born to be a preacher. I'm way too naughty to be a preacher. No way. But I do want to do that. I do want to start touching base. Most of all, it would be a damn shame if I didn't, because, you know, I've been through a good bit, and I know how to successfully navigate some things like that. And if I could, you know, help somebody else out, why wouldn't you, right? I mean, probably the best advice sometimes is candy bar. Yeah, go eat a candy bar. You're a Karen. I am standing upright with my hand above my head because I just got a cramp in my ab muscle, my abs, which I didn't think I had. Yeah. Yeah. Take care, Chuck. Yeah, I got a cramp right here. My ab muscle. That's weird. I didn't even know I had abs. Get out of here. Getting all flustered and whatnot. Yeah, so that's kind of like, gosh darn it, they almost went off again. That's kind of like what I want to do. I want to kind of put like a little bit more of an effort into explaining things. Yesterday when I was talking to everybody, I was going to explain to you what actual cancer feels like, but I got sidetracked, and I apologize for that. And in order to do that, for the last thing I'm going to do in this video before I call it a night is I'm going to explain that right now. So, let's get into it. How did I know that I had cancer before the experts did with all their machines and tests? Well, I'll tell you. Over the 12 years of fighting this disease, I've become intimately familiar with what it feels like inside your body. And a lot of that helps when you're actually so bad that you have a large, like masses of cancer, or cancer overruns an organ, you know, which has all happened to me multiple times. And, you know, that's when you can actually feel what cancer is. When it becomes so big that it's affecting a large enough area in your body that you can actually tell what's happening. And let me tell you, it is such an odd feeling inside your body that you will never forget it. I don't think I could forget this feeling if I could try. I couldn't. So, what does it feel like? It feels like dead, empty space. If you can imagine in your head that the palm of your hand right here, okay? If you can imagine in your head that all of a sudden I just took about the size of a penny and I took a hole out right in the middle. It was just, you could see right through it, like somebody shot you, you know. But if I did that in surgery, so it didn't hurt you, and then you woke up and all of a sudden you had a big hole in your hand, right? You're going to look at that and you're going to be like, oh, that's so weird. It feels like nothing's there. It feels like empty. It's like I could feel everything around it, but just in that circle, it's gone. That's exactly how cancer feels in your body, okay? I could tell it was right here, and I could tell for two reasons. One, because I felt that emptiness. I felt that uselessness in your body. And trust me, if you listen hard enough, your body tells on itself. The problem is, and what gets people in trouble, is your day-to-day life, you're normally too busy and you ignore the signs. Or you just straight up know the signs and you ignore them anyways. And that gets people in trouble. But your body tells you, hey, this ain't right. And sometimes it could be symptoms that aren't even related to the actual problem that you have. However, with cancer, like I can tell there's an empty space right here. It's just empty. Non-functioning. You can't even, like, really... I'm not going to say you can't feel it, because you can. Like, I can feel like a little ball popping around, and it hurts, like when you put pressure on it. It gets pretty uncomfortable once it gets to a certain stage. So I knew that it returned way before I even told the cancer team down here. I knew I had it scheduled and they were going to schedule tests anyway. So, I mean, what was the point? I was coming down in like a week anyways. But when I did get here, I told them exactly where it was, and then they confirmed it. So, you know, even if it was like in my chest, which with my disease history, I could never get it out of my chest, ever. Couldn't. You could always feel this emptiness in there, just that feeling. But in certain parts of your body, like I said, like I could feel the emptiness here, and when you touch it, it hurts. It's uncomfortable, it's tender, and it feels just bizarre. Other parts of your body, like inside my chest, I wouldn't feel that hurt, because obviously you can't, like, you know, you got a sternum there, you know. It's not going to go through. But on the same token, you know, you could feel that emptiness, so then that's a clue. And if you miss that emptiness and you don't know what it feels like, you can definitely tell once it starts to get big enough that it starts pushing on things to make room. And that's normally when it's a dead giveaway. To educate you folks on my cancer specifically, which is Hodgkin's lymphoma, it's considered a blood cancer. It is a blood cancer, and it's cancer of the lymph nodes, right? That's what that means. What the lymph nodes do, it's like the drainage for your entire body. Like, you're full of lymph nodes. You know, when you get sick sometimes, you know, you'll get a big one. They feel like little balls, you know. And that's your body's, like, drainage. It gets all toxins, all kinds of stuff. It does. It's a very important thing. And that's where I have cancer of. And I know a lot of you folks heard in the past, just from life experience, that you normally know that somebody's in a lot of trouble when, let's just say they have, God, out of all the cancers, I'm having problems to pick one now, really. I'm just going to pick one. I don't even know if it's inaccurate. Let's just say you have, like, skin cancer. Like, you have a cancerous skin spot, right? This might be a bad example, but I'm gonna roll with it. Well, if you let it go, you know, cancer does what cancer does. It spreads, right? But normally, you know, most normal folks here, when it hits your lymph node system, it blows through your body, and that's normally a bad thing to happen. So if you can imagine, like any other cancer getting to that point, once it hits your lymph nodes, that's normally a death sentence. It just goes everywhere. when you start off that way, like when you have cancer of the lymph nodes, yeah, you just kind of start off on the bad end of the scale right out of the gate. But, there's something I learned about my cancer specifically. So there's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and there's Hodgkin's lymphoma. They're similar, but still very different. Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma is like a battle tank, right? Battle tank. Just, it's hard to kill. All that armor. You got to throw everything you can at it, even the kitchen sink. I mean, you gotta hit it hard. Chemos, like severe, aggressive treatments. But it moves slow. That, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma moves very slow through your body on nature. So you have the luxury of time, and you have the luxury of getting a drug or a treatment that'll work for that. Now, to the one that I have, I have Hodgkin's lymphoma. Sorry, I talked about non-Hodgkin's. I have Hodgkin's lymphoma. So Hodgkin's lymphoma, if you can remember my previous thing where Hodgkin's lymphoma, or non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and Hodgkin's lymphoma. Non-Hodgkin's is like a battle tank, and Hodgkin's, which I have, is like a Ferrari. One moves very slow. One moves very fast. The trick to my cancer, the Ferrari, is to catch it in time, because it moves so fast through your body that by the time you realize it, it's too late. So you go from like 0 to hero really fast. Like, it's just like boom. And that is where this cancer specifically gets dangerous, because you don't know it until it's too late. Fortunately, I wasn't at that point when I first began this. It just, over time, escalated, as you can imagine. Now, the tank, non-Hodgkin's, has a lot of armor, you gotta hit it, but it's slow. Hodgkin's, the Ferrari, has no armor. It's fast, but anything you hit that with, like chemos, radiation, any of the treatments, are very effective. And that's why my cancer is typically very curable. It's very common, and it's very curable. Unless you're Shawn Crum. Yeah. But we made it. We're a little slow, but we still made it. Whatever. So, like, the thing with that, and the reason why I want to explain it to you, is they're the same, but it's two different treatment, plans. There's two different ways to approach these, and they're easily dealt with at an early stage, So the sooner that you get that stuff done, the better. And I'm just gonna leave that at that. Like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I've actually talked to people. I'm not even gonna mess with y'all. I've actually talked to people, patients, that knew that there was a problem for a whole year. And because either they were scared, angry, in denial, I heard every reason. They didn't go to the doctor. They didn't want to find out. You know what they did? They died. Yeah. They dug their own grave. And that goes into what I said yesterday about facing your problems head on. If you don't address something like that, you're only screwing yourself. And unfortunately, when you're playing a game like cancer and stuff, that's life or death. So there ain't no coming back. There's no reset button. There ain't no try again. No. So you got to get that right the first time. It seems to be that cancer is becoming a lot more common in society. Like, when I first got cancer 12 years ago, 13 years ago, coming up, everybody, it was like, oh no, you hear this guy getting it, but now, it seems like it's happening all the time. Like, something went goofy. And this is now a common problem, okay? So, my advice to anyone is check yourself regularly. Women, ladies, do it. You're smart, of course, you're ladies. You do it all the time in the shower for breast cancer and stuff like that. Check yourself for lumps, bumps, like bruises that don't go away. Like your body tells you things. And if you check yourself, let's just say, hell, once a week, once a month. Just feel your body under your armpits and your neck and your lymph nodes and like your groin area. Feel for that. It takes seconds. Just a couple seconds. It could save your life. Yeah. Because if you find something, don't get scared. Okay? Because a lot of times it ain't cancer. You might have a swollen lymph node because you might be getting sick, or you were sick, or you have another thing. It could be, but smart people are going to go get it checked immediately. Don't panic. Just go get somebody else to look at it, like a doctor, somebody that does look at that. And if you go to your doctor, like your PCP, and he's like, "Oh, I don't think it is," we don't pay doctors to think it is or it might not be. No, just tell them that you would like to go get a second opinion at a specialist, and then just go do it. It's nothing but your time, but you're saving your own life, so don't be stupid about it. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. If anything, the purpose of these videos have shown everyone who watches them that, yeah, cancer, of course, is scary. Of course. I mean, you'd be a damn fool if you didn't think it is. But you can make it. You really can. As scary as it may seem. Explain me then. Like, just look at me. Look at me. I mean, I could tell you, there's moments that I've never been so scared in my life. Yeah. And then there's moments that it's like, okay, things are fine. Believe it or not, you do get used to it. And, what I want everybody to take away is check yourself. Check yourself for this stuff. It is more common than you think. It is. And if you catch it early, man, your chances of beating it are awesome. Keep in mind, though, the reality is, it's going to be a fight no matter what. So do that. But don't be afraid of it. Do not be afraid. When you feel a bump or something like that, just be like, I'm going to go and I'm going to call the doctor and go get it looked at. And yeah, you're going to be nervous. You're human. You're going to be scared. You're going to, that evil game of what ifs, right? It's going to come get you. But just keep it in the back of your head. What I was able to accomplish with absolutely no odds. Like, it was bad. Like, for example, when it went into my spine, my odds of survival were absolute zero. Yeah. And then, just back in January, went into my lungs and shut them off. Went on a ventilator, and the odds of coming off of that aren't that great either. I was able to do that too. And now I'm sitting here, I was in remission, and I have a little bump, and we're going to take care of it. I'm going to be back in remission. So, believe it or not, like at first it seems scary. It seems overwhelming. It's a fast pace. It's just a whirlwind. I mean, it really is. But I have faith that goes away. Time will slow down. You'll get into a routine. You'll understand what's happening to you. You'll come to terms with it, and you'll carry on. That's how it goes. And people that do what I said earlier, like they find something like a bump, for example, and they're like, oh my God, they freak out. And then they don't go to the doctor to get it checked out. And then they wonder why. They wonder why they're on their deathbed. I understand being scared when you find something like that. I understand it because I did it. I get it. But I don't understand the stupidity of ignoring it because you're afraid of it and then making it worse. That's just, it's not the right thing. It goes against every ounce of self-preservation. You know, my advice is my advice, like I said, is to check yourself once a week or once a month. You know your family history, and if you have a family history with, certain type of cancers, you need to be proactive. You do. And for somebody that's healthy, like if you're going to be proactive, like, for example, if your family has a history of, let's say, colon cancer, right? Like your dad had it, your granddaddy had it, stuff like that, then you should probably be going at least once a year or whatever the doctors recommend, once every whatever, and get checked. Because, it's nothing to fool around with. And like I said, probably for the 100th time now, the sooner that you get it dealt with, the easier it is to kill, the better off you're going to be. So I would recommend, I plead with all of you, check yourselves. Like, don't be an idiot, Now, I understand that I'm telling you don't be an idiot. The reality of that is most of people are going to be an idiot. Everybody knows, hey, don't do drugs. But I'm going to tell you, like, doing what I did, it scarred me for life. Like, it scarred my family for life. It scarred my friends for life. Yeah, it's not good. So if you can avoid that, yeah, I would definitely do that. On a lighter note, I'm in one of the nicest hospital rooms I've been in, and the TV doesn't work. I'm not even kidding. You guys want to see the room? This is M.D. Anderson's room. This is one of the rooms, and this is the suite that I had when I was getting the stem cell, or not the stem cell, the CAR NK cell thing done, the trial. It was a little bit bigger than this, but they're basically all the same layout. I'm not going to flip the camera around, but I'm going to stand. So, like, you can see, like, there's like the sink and stuff area, like over here, and then like you got the hospital bed, and then I'm trying to peek in. Hi. Closets, bathrooms over here, and like you have a desk. There's like your computer stuff. That TV doesn't work. I'm mad about that. But you have a couch that couch actually pulls out into a bed for whatever guest you want to have. So yeah, that's actually nice. For your guests, your caregivers, your wife, whoever wants to be here. But then M.D. Anderson said, no, that's not all. That's not all we're doing. They put another TV for the person in the couch bed. Yeah. Guess what, though? That TV don't work either. I tried. So, yeah. Thank God that my wife got me a nice iPad, because it's saving my life right now. And then this is like, the bathroom area. Now, the bathrooms are huge. Dude, this bathroom is massive. This is like a terrible... I'm going to swear, so if there's kids around, I'm going to swear. Don't let them hear me. But this is a fucked up version of MTV Cribs right now. That's what this is. Okay, so this is the bathroom, man. And look, it is like you could play Suicide. Remember the game Suicide? I don't know some of you, but some of you that went to school, where I went to school, we played the game suicide. You know, you threw, sometimes a tennis ball, but you get that one kid that parents had money that had one of those little blue rubber ball ones, like you can zing those. And if you got pelted with it, it hurt. But this is the shower. It's big. It's real big. And you got like your sink and toilet and everything else. So M&T Anderson's facilities are nice. There is a reason why they are the #1 cancer center. I'm actually gonna see if I can get you guys a view of the skylight here. I'm gonna put my camera up against the glass to see if you can see Texas. I don't know if it's working or not. Some of these buildings, like the big hospital buildings, the skyscraper things, they have like awesome lights. They light them up at night, and the whole building outside, it looks fantastic. I think this one now has like purple and green. It's like all purple and green. I don't know which building that is, but it looks cool. But yeah, that's really all I got. That's all I got. Hey, Doug. Hey, it's great to see you too. I'm doing pretty good. I am speeding up. I'm not slowing down. I'm actually frustrated because I want to go to the gym and start lifting weights, and I want to start swimming and working out in the worst of ways. But I have an issue with my right arm. I don't know what I did. Time out. I do know what I did, but I don't know what I hurt. I was changing the oil when I got home. When I first got home from being out here in Texas in the trial back in June I think it was, I changed oil in my truck, and I was like laying on the ground with my hands above my head, and I was trying to break the torque on the oil drain plug. And on the diesel truck, it's foot-pounds. So yeah, you gotta give her a good one. And I stretched my arms up like this, to work up here, and it just felt weird when I did that. It's just like, you ever like overstretch a muscle and it hurts, like you're like, oh my God, I shouldn't have stretched that far. That's exactly how it felt. But then something weird happened. My whole arm swelled up, and it's still swollen. It's like twice the size of my other arm. I don't know. They got to figure it out. They're aware of it, but that is stopping me from going to the gym and like really working out. And it's making me mad because I want to move forward. So I'm hoping that they can get that figured out. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting in shape. I'm really considering the fact of like really trying to see what my limitations are. Like really pushing the envelope on things like working out or, lifting weights or athleticism, things of that nature, swimming. I want to see how far I can get myself back to where I was. Like, I'm older now, so obviously I'm not going to get back to where I was when I started, but I want to see how close I can get. That's a goal of mine. So, yippers. I'm gonna give it a shot here, probably in about a month or two. I'm gonna let them figure this out, but that's all I got. So I will talk to you folks as soon as I find out something. Okay. I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's doing smart stuff and having some fun. All right. I will talk to you all later. Have a great night.